No reason for the Senate GOP to wait until after the election to confirm Trump's Ginsburg replacement to the U.S. Supreme Court. Hello, this is Robert Romano, Vice President of Public Policy with Americans for Limited Government, dailytorch.com. Hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be talking about President Donald Trump and his expected replacement for the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the U.S. Supreme Court. The Senate is going to have hearings very soon and expect a swift confirmation because I think there's really no reason for Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Senate Republicans to wait until after the election. They could do it right now, and they could really take the wind out of Democrats' sails right now, where they believe that, if we just win the election and flip the Senate, we can stop this nomination. And, well, if you want to create turnout against President Trump, then put off the nomination until after the election. But if you do it right now, you can really probably, make them think that, really, there's no reason to vote because the replacement has already been confirmed. And that's going to really, I think, dampen their spirits a little bit and, get you more to a normal turnout situation. Turnout for Republicans was, I believe, elevated in 2016 because the Scalia seat, Antonin Scalia, he died in February of 2016, and Republicans wanted to defend that seat, and Senate Majority Leader McConnell created an opportunity to do that by blocking Barack Obama's replacement for Scalia, which was going to be Merrick Garland. Republicans succeeded. They won the election. They kept the Senate, and they managed to get Neil Gorsuch to be into the Scalia seat in 2017 just by waiting until after the election. So if you want to create fuel for Democratic turnout in the 2020 election, then by all means keep the Ruth Bader Ginsburg seat vacant and just see what happens after the election, whichever way it happens to go. Or you can confirm Trump's replacement right now and leave nothing to chance. And I think that's what's going to happen. So let's take a look at this. Senate Majority Leader McConnell is under enormous pressure from his Democratic colleagues to not confirm whoever Trump might nominate to replace Ginsburg on the Supreme Court before the election. But really, there's no reason, neither constitutional nor political, for Trump and McConnell to wait. The Constitution is very clear on this matter. In Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2, the president shall nominate and by and with the advice of consent of the Senate shall appoint judges of the Supreme Court. So as a constitutional matter, President Trump has the power to bring the replacement to Ginsburg up right now. He's going to make his nomination on Saturday and then expect the Senate to swiftly follow because there's nothing in there that's going to prevent the Senate from taking it up. Advice and consent of the Senate, that's up to Mitch McConnell. That's his job. He's going to decide when the Senate hears a nomination to the Supreme Court, and it's going to be immediately, meaning under the law, when there's a vacancy, he can nominate President Trump, anyone he wants, and the Senate, led by McConnell, can confirm that nominee as soon as possible. Now, in 2018, Justice Brett Kavanaugh was confirmed just a month before the election, so there's no election year rule that, you can't vote on a nominee during an election year. In 2016, Barack Obama himself nominated Merrick Garland, and he failed, but he tried to get the Scalia seat replaced with a Democrat-appointed seat. Now, the reason why they were unable to do that is because in 2014, Democrats lost control of the Senate. They went from 53 to 45 in favor of Democrats to 54-44 in favor of Republicans. And their situation improved slightly in 2016, where Republicans' majority went from 54 down to 52. But in 2018, it actually went up from 51 to 53. You'll recall in 2017, the Jeff Sessions seat in Alabama was lost when he became Attorney General, and there was a special election there. Now, Republicans, they'll probably pick up that seat again, so they may even have a bigger majority next year should they win all the White House and the Senate, and they could even flip the House if President Trump is very successful this year. In any event, elections have consequences. Parties will always play for all of the marbles, meaning McConnell, he was constitutionally and politically able to block Garland, but paved the way for Justices Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh to be on the Supreme Court. And he'll do the same thing for whoever replaces Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That's the high-stakes game, and in every game there's winners and losers. The only principle at stake really is power. I say the rest is just window dressing. In both of the cases of Kavanaugh and Garland, the nominations were made, but depending on who had the Senate majority, the outcome was entirely different. Since 2014, Republicans have had the Senate majority, and so, not surprisingly, Kavanaugh was confirmed, and Garland was rejected. Now, the constitutional hurdle is set in stone. The president can make a nomination, and the Senate says yes or no. And so it will be with whoever President Trump nominates to replace Ginsburg. So the only other obstacle that we see here is political. Does McConnell have the votes? Does it make sense to do it before the election? And I think it does. I think he does have the votes. We've seen favorable statements come out of Mitt Romney, also Martha McSally out of Arizona, as well as Cory Gardner out of Colorado. And so I don't believe there's going to be much of an obstacle there. McConnell can basically afford to lose, say, Susan Collins out of Maine. She's in a tough re-election fight, so she's probably not going to support Trump's nominee. She supported Brett Kavanaugh, but it's not her being against it's not going to really impede the progress of this nomination. And neither would Senator Lisa Murkowski out of Alaska if she were to try to block this nomination, because Republicans, again, they picked up 2 seats on a net basis in the U.S. Senate in 2018. So this is going to be a lot easier than the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation and easier than the Neil Gorsuch confirmation. Those were close calls, but in both cases, they got it done with 51, and now they can get it done with 53 in the Senate now. I think that Trump is going to have an easy confirmation process. McConnell's going to lay the road. He's going to pave the road. And what's at stake here? I think given the gravity of the vote, this is where Republicans can cement a 6-3 Republican-appointed Supreme Court. And I think that they're not going to pass up that opportunity. It's a once-in-a-generation opportunity. And I think it's probably safer for Republicans to not push the vote off until after the election. They should do it before the election. After all, a lot can change after the election. If the Supreme Court is on the ballot in November, it's going to drive turnout against President Trump, but also in House and Senate races. Joe Biden and the Democrats, they're going to try to use that to drive turnout. But if you just confirm the nominee now, well, they're not going to have much of a push there. They'll be demoralized. That's my opinion. And I think Mitch McConnell makes a good point on the Senate floor. Let's take a listen to what he had to say on September 21.
President Trump's nominee for this vacancy will receive a vote on the floor of the Senate. Now, already, some of the same individuals who tried every conceivable dirty trick to obstruct Justice Gorsuch and Justice Kavanaugh are lining up to proclaim the third time will be the charm. The American people are about to witness an astonishing parade of misrepresentations about the past, misstatements about the present, and more threats against our institutions from the same people who've already been saying for months, well before this, they want to pack the court. 2 years ago, a radical movement tried to use unproven accusations to ruin a man's life because they could not win a vote fair and square.
There you go. They tried to ruin Brett Kavanaugh, and I don't think McConnell's going to let that go by again. They're not going to have the same type of confirmation process. I think this will be more limited hearings and probably a swifter vote, and there's not that much time before the election. Now, here is where McConnell talks about the timing of a vote. He doesn't mention whether it's going to be before the election or after the election, but certainly that there is sufficient time for the Senate to act before the end of the year and to get this nomination confirmed. Let's take a listen to that.
But today, let's dispense with a few of the factual misrepresentations right at the outset. We're already hearing incorrect claims that there is not sufficient time to examine and confirm a nominee. We can debunk this myth in about 30 seconds. As of today, there are 43 days until November 3rd and 104 days until the end of this Congress. The late iconic Justice John Paul Stevens was confirmed by the Senate 19 days after this body formally received his nominations. 19 days from start to finish. Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, another iconic jurist, was confirmed 33 days after her nomination. For the late Justice Ginsburg herself, it was just 42 days. Justice Stevens' entire confirmation process could have been played out twice between now and November 3rd, with time to spare. And Justice Ginsburg herself could have been confirmed twice between now and the end of the year, with time to spare. The Senate has more than sufficient time to process a nomination. History and precedent make that perfectly clear.
There you go. There's plenty of time to the end of the year or even before the election to get this nomination done. And again, I don't think Mitch McConnell's going to pass up this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change the balance of power on the U.S. Supreme Court. Democrats certainly wouldn't. When Antonin Scalia passed away, Barack Obama was looking to confirm the replacement, Merrick Garland, immediately. And, well, he should have. His voters expected that. And now Republicans are expecting President Trump to act to replace Ginsburg and for Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to make good on his word. And he says, we're going to get this done. Nothing's stopping this. And that's what I think the message that Republicans and President Trump and Senate GOP, that they're going to want to send to the American people, that this is a done deal. There's no reason to, you're not going to incite Democrats to turn out more than they are if the nomination and the confirmation are already done. And I'll leave you with the close here. In 2016, Republicans successfully used the vacant Scalia seat to drive turnout and win to keep that seat. In 2020, it could work in reverse for Democrats who are now playing defense to try to keep the Ginsburg seat, unless the seat is already filled. So why wait? If Trump and McConnell can successfully replace Ginsburg before the election, that could very well take the wind out of the sails of Democrats. The smart play is to vote on the nominee now and to demoralize the opposition so that they feel like they have nothing left to fight for. Stay tuned. That's the commentary. This is Robert Romano, Vice President of Public Policy with Americans for Limited Government, dailytorch.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and have a good day.